Colorado versus New Mexico. Yo, look, I understand. I get it. You're moving out of Colorado because everything has gotten so overpriced and so expensive, but you're looking for something that is pretty similar to the landscape, climate, and all that stuff. Well, I'm here to tell you guys that if you are planning on moving down to New Mexico from Colorado, in today's video, we're gonna be going over some things that we like to compare when it comes to moving down here. So grab your pen and your pad and let's get into today's video. It seems like more and more people are starting to leave Colorado, especially some of the bigger areas like Denver, because they're getting priced out. Everything is getting super expensive all across the United States, and people don't want to necessarily leave, but just to be able to afford their everyday life, they're having to make that tough decision. And one of those tough decisions that we make while we get on our calls with our clients that are looking to move here to New Mexico is the landscape, the climate, the geography, all that stuff. And that's the main reason why a lot of people are in Colorado. And to be honest with you guys, in Mexico, you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. Alongside that, yes, we do have a little bit more desert and cactus, so that Southwest style feel is gonna be very prominent here. But we still have areas to where you can get away in the mountains. It doesn't even feel like you're in New Mexico anymore. It feels more like a Colorado, Montana and all that stuff, with the great open plains, rivers, mountains, pine trees, aspens. I mean, anywhere that you go up north, closer to that southern Colorado border, you are gonna find those little mountain towns. And there's a good mountain town down in the south called Ruidoso that you can also enjoy. So little pockets here and there, very diverse landscape that we have here, even down to our climate. It's gonna be very similar to Colorado's. The only big plus is that here in the metro area in Albuquerque, we don't get as much snow. And I gotta remind you guys that if this is your first time tuning into the Living in Albuquerque channel, welcome. My name is Eli, and as much as I love doing these videos, guys, I would love to help you out with your real estate needs. So if you are planning on moving down here, looking to purchase a house within the next 30, 60, or 90 days, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. We are the ones that answer all the calls, texts, and emails, so feel free to reach out because we love to make sure that you're geared up and ready to go before you make that move down here to New Mexico. As much as I love to say that we're better than Colorado, I'll just be honest with you, when it comes to like the outdoor recreational stuff, there's stuff to do here, probably not as much as Colorado because, of course, more advanced city, we're still a little bit behind the ball. But I'll be honest with you guys that all throughout the seasons, you'll be experiencing just all these great outdoor things that you get to enjoy, like you do in Colorado, like fishing, snowboarding, skiing, hiking, mountain biking, kayaking, whitewater river rafting on the Rio Grande. I mean, there's so much cool things to do here in our state that most of the time it gets missed because maybe people don't do such a great job of marketing, or they just wait for the locals to come and enjoy it. They like to keep it like a best kept secret kind of deal. I don't know, but to be honest with you guys, if that's one of your fears, losing all the outdoor recreational stuff that you get to do, it's gonna be about the same here, no different. The climates are still the same. You're still gonna be able to go out and enjoy yourself on a nice bonfire, even during the winter times when it's not snowing a whole lot. I know a lot of people enjoy the snow. Down here, it's not gonna be that, right? You're still gonna be able to go outside, drive to the store. Even when it does snow down here, it mainly just snows for a couple of hours, and then in the afternoon when the sun comes out, it's all gone. So if you're afraid of potentially losing your lifestyle as far as like outdoor recreational stuff, or if you're looking to get into that, this is gonna be probably the best area for you to do it down here in New Mexico, even in the centrally located metro area of Albuquerque, because there's everything to do here, and not a lot of people know. Another great conversation to bring up in all of this, right? Because if you're watching this, you're potentially looking to leave Colorado, not because the state sucks or anything, but necessarily because it's becoming so unaffordable. So you still want to keep all the outdoor stuff. You want to keep the vibe same, right? Because it's a big melting pot out there too. I have a couple buddies that live out there, and the conversations that we have, it's really awesome to know that it's one and the same, but you just can't afford it anymore, right? So that question of affordability comes into play, and you start to think like, where can I move where it's potentially the same culture, the same kind of vibe, I still get to enjoy the outdoors all 4 seasons. Where can I move to where I can actually afford it? You're looking at a base salary of $100,000 a year, maybe just a little less, and you want to get away with owning a house, not having to purchase a condo or having to live in an apartment and rent out a place. Down here in Albuquerque is a place that you can do that pretty easily, to be honest with you. So we're gonna hop into the Rent Cafe. compare and contrast Colorado and compare and contrast Denver to Albuquerque, which is one of the main areas that everybody always is talking about moving to and moving from. So let's hop into the Rent Cafe and see what it has to say. Alrighty guys, now really diving into the Rent Cafe, just taking a look in comparison here on $100,000 salary that you're making out in Denver, Colorado. Here in Albuquerque, you're going to have to make significantly less, about $84,000 is what you're going to have to make, which is about 15% lower, which means that you have a lot more money to do all kinds of different things. So if you're keeping the same pay and you're moving down to Albuquerque, you're going to see a lot of that money just come back to your pockets. Now, looking at the average rents, it's not going to be too far off. This says 33% lower, but you're looking at $1,900 out in Denver and $1,300 down here in Albuquerque. All right, guys, now all this data is great, and everything that we're looking at seems to tell us like the numbers don't lie, right? So I got to remind you that if you are planning on moving down here to Albuquerque or New Mexico in general within the next year or so, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. And as much as I love doing these videos, I would love to help you out with your real estate needs. So feel free to reach out. Feel free to call, text at any time, because it's me. Feel free to call, text at any time. That way me and my team could hop on a quick Zoom call with you guys, really talk about all these different areas and cities that you're looking to move to. That way we help you make the right decision. But let's hop back in and take a look at some more data. Let's just hop back down to this little area. And of course, utilities are going to be just a little higher up there in Denver when you are talking about just energy and phone and electric and water and all that stuff, right? So really taking that into consideration, everything else is pretty low. I mean, even down to healthcare, 3% lower. I know healthcare is super important. Down here, they have a bunch of good programs that a lot of people are utilizing to get healthcare and the benefits right now. Of course, you are going to be making less money down here. It just comes with the affordability sense where you are not going to be spending a whole ton of money in order just to live your life, right? And that comes with like even just going out and having fun and doing the regular stuff like that on the weekends, right? So in Denver, you're going to need to make, in Denver, on average, you're going to be making about $78,000, right? And then in Albuquerque, you're going to be making around 56, which is still pretty good, right? A lot of people are living just off of that one household income of $56,000 and living a pretty decent life. So if you are just kind of comparing and contrasting what living in Denver versus what living in Albuquerque looks like when it comes to dollars, this Rent Cafe is such a great tool that you can just hop on here, plug in away at the numbers yourself, and really take a look at what you are comparing when it comes down to the essentials and even down to how much you need to make to keep the same living. And how does it all blend in and diversify within its culture and all that stuff? Well, to be honest with you guys, there was a lot of mining towns and all that stuff up there in Colorado. That's why they went up there, right? To really mine these areas. And down here, people were farming, doing this whole agricultural thing. And one of the biggest trade systems and routes for Mexico was through here. So it's made it a really established place for Hispanic and Native American culture. And up there in Colorado, you're gonna see it like big brick buildings, a little bit more engineered steel structure. So it was more of that modern kind of era. So have they been around a little bit longer than we have? Yes. But to be honest with you guys, that the whole vibe and the whole culture of New Mexico is very like cowboy-esque, kind of a melting pot of, everybody just comes together and mingles around, which I'm sure is exactly like in Colorado. But down here, it's a little bit more simple, a little bit slowed down and easy. It's not this whole kind of fast-paced living lifestyle like it is up in like a Denver or places like that. Down here, we still enjoy taking our time with things and making sure that, hey, if it gets left till tomorrow, that's what it is and that's how it's gonna be. So it's been like that for many years. Being born and raised here, that's one of the big topics that we always have a conversation with people. Like, are you ready to slow down? You want a slower pace of life? Because it is gonna make a whole heck of a difference to you and your lifestyle if that's what you're looking for. If not, then maybe we should discuss a different area, maybe a different city, because man, a lot of people are moving down here to just take a chill pill. And one of the big topics that we have with people all the time is home prices, especially because we're helping so much people move down here. And I gotta remind you guys that that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. And if you are planning on moving down here, even after hearing this bit of a comparison and how much we are actually alike, in a sense, right? Having some similarities, we just haven't caught up yet. We're not as big as they are, but we still have a ton to offer. When we are talking about those home prices, the average home price in a metro area like Denver is over $500,000. Now, down here, it's gonna be a fraction of that. Our average home sale price is around $350,000. So really kind of comparing and contrasting one to the other. The homes may vary a lot up there, more of that kind of ranchy mountain home. Down here, we have that Southwest, a lot of browns, a lot of different colors, adobe style, that is very unique to the area, and you're not gonna see it anywhere else. So if that's your style and that's your vibe, and you wanna live in an updated adobe home, we're gonna have that here for you guys. If you want more mountain, kind of farm ranch style, more modern style looking homes that are been custom built, Denver is gonna be the area for you guys. But if it's kind of more of an affordability question, we are gonna have that sense here for you guys when you are looking at homes. Even new homes, the more expensive new homes reach into the $500,000, not go past it. So something to think about, guys. And again, I gotta thank you so much for stopping by the Living in Albuquerque channel. Do yourself a huge favor and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys never miss out on any videos that we are dropping every week. And feel free to reach out as well. That number popping up on the screen is our direct line. I'd love to help you out with any questions that you have when it comes to comparing your city, Denver, or any other little town that we have around here to make sure you're making all the right decisions before you make that big move, guys. And don't forget, this video right here, guys, is gonna be so much more information that you're gonna wanna look into before you make the move down here. And I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my weekend. So you guys have a good week. We'll catch you later. Peace.